The Big One is the world's tallest, fastest roller coaster. Disabled people are welcome aboard, but not in peak time.
Hi, there's 8 of us wanting to go on, but 3 are in wheelchairs. Can you help us out with access, please? You say that we can't go on the ride at all?
Not at the moment. No.
Why?
Because they're moving a train every minute.
They're moving at one train every minute?
Yeah, the only way that could take them would be to shut the whole ride down.
Are you going to shut the ride for us to get on? You're not going to shut the ride for us to get on?
Just to make it clear, we're not being allowed on the ride.
Right, we're definitely not being allowed on this ride?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. Right, OK, thank you.
The system's set up to mitigate against disabled people again. So what do you want to do, kids? You can't come on.
You're not letting us on.
The Pleasure Beach is owned by Geoffrey Thompson. He's a big cheese in Blackpool with strong views on local affairs. Today, he's got the council in his sights.
Is England thinking of abolishing the English tourist board? But Blackpool's thinking of abolishing the Blackpool tourist board. They're bad.
Geoffrey's bending the ear of a local journalist.
They can't give a reason. It's pure Moscow dogmatism, based on old-fashioned Stalinism that went out of date years ago.
Because you've got to kill off tourism.
Yes, well, Stalin didn't care for tourism very much, and frankly, nor does the leader of the council.
Put 4 in there, go right close, join the queue as far as you can.
Right into the turn.
Right into the turnstile, right into the turnstile.
The disabled group has decided on direct action. They block the turnstiles.
We're going to stand here and wait, and we're not going to let people easily get by. So once these few people have gone, they'll realise that we're not letting anybody on at all, and they'll start to react and do something about that.
The same group protested last year and were allowed on the Big One when it wasn't busy. Now they're determined to ride whatever the time.
Roger, I reckon we come right round and block.
They're very naughty. The woman in charge is very naughty.
Park manager Jim Rowland has to find a way of coping with them.
Bert, this thing looks like it may get out of hand. I just can't slow this system down with 3 trains. I've told them we'll ride them at 6 o'clock. But they're not interested in that. Cheers. Bye. That's all I want today.
Unlike rival Alton Towers, the Pleasure Beach has no entrance fee. Instead, it makes its money by charging for the rides. To keep the cash flowing, they need to keep exciting the public with new thrills. The very latest white-knuckle attraction is a 200-foot high tower. Victims are strapped into seats on the outside and then hurtled skywards at 80 miles per hour. It's Geoffrey Thompson's baby, and he's first in the queue.
It's always fun going on a new ride, I must say. Being the first guinea pigs, it's, you know, fairly exciting and just darn good fun. Are we ready? What's happening?
You're going to go.
What's them going on it?
Primary people in here, please.
Right, OK, who are the primary...
The other guinea pigs with Geoffrey will be his son Nick and daughter Amanda.
Go next to the step.
Right.
Because I've got to go back to rehearsal.
Yeah.
Don't get my spot.
Thing is, will we be smiling when we come back?
I won't. I'll be going.
The ride, sponsored by Sony, has cost over £2 million and boasts state-of-the-art American space technology.
Are we ready? Head against the back. Oh. Right. Are we ready? Is this meant to be tight? There we go! Oh, is it going or not? Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, what's happening?
Also going nowhere is the Big One. The Pleasure Beach is losing money. The wheelchair blockade is keeping the public at bay, and they're starting to get impatient. JR's number 2, Keith Allen, hopes he can find a diplomatic solution.
It's not safe for you to ride. Well, change your system. You know the store. If you like to come back when it's quiet here, we can help you.
We don't want to come back, we want to come now with the general public like everybody else.
Please. Jim, we need the police. They're sat on the floor in the turnstiles and we can't manhandle them, so the ride is effectively shut.
How are you going to get them out?
Well, we need the police, we can't touch you. This is the
apartheid of disabled people. You run a system knowing that at popular times disabled people are discriminated from going onto it. These people are members of the general public. They've bought their tickets like everybody else.
All those people have paid their money, they've got their tickets.
We paid our money.
You're depriving them.
Daily policy. We'll just have 2 trains on and I'll show you on the way.
I can't make you one when there's a 3-train service. And the reason I've explained, when there's a 3-train service,
Use a system that is fair to everybody. You know what it's about, Keith? It's about money.
that's what it's all
People
about.
don't matter. Get the people through and get the money off them.
I'm offering you to come back later on when it's quieter. We'll take a train
Totally
off
irrelevant.
so that we can put you on in
Yeah, but
safety.
why should they have to come back at a different time to everybody else?
Oh, we might be going. We might just be going. You can't look relaxed with your head back against the headrest. This is the trouble.
Here we go.
Ah, is this it?
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, what excitement. Isn't this fun?
Oh. No. Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Let's be honest, let's defeat them. I mean, at the end of the day...
How do we get
Keith's colleagues have come up with a plan to foil the demonstrators. They're going to sneak the able-bodied public onto the ride by smuggling them round the back. Jeffrey's right-hand man, Rick Zeckman, has turned up to add a bit of muscle.
It's ridiculous. Can we obtain an injunction to keep them off the property?
Because I'm asking them to come back later when it's quiet, I'm discriminating against them.
I'm telling I have no time for people that break the rules to suit their own purposes.
That's what we're talking about here.
No sympathy. My name is Rick Zeckman.
Your name is Rick. My name is James Rabazan. Nice to meet
I'm not
you.
shaking your hand, mister.
You're not shaking my hand.
He is Raz, isn't he? Raz is getting upset. He's crazy too. He's getting Raz. Mustn't get upset.
You're not shaking my hand. Why? Because we help disabled people?
No, because you are breaking rules and laws.
You're breaking rules and laws as well. There's
No,
an
I'm
act that
afraid
was
not.
passed in January.
Sir, I am not speaking to you about this. I know more about this than you do.
What do you? You haven't even spoken to me, have you?
There's no point.
We have a law in this country in January which said that you must take into consideration disabled people. And if you don't...
always have been. You
No.
always have a whole cooperation.
No. I know you've had...
Yes, you have. And then you come along and deliberately sit in and block a ride. And
No.
Yes.
You should allow us to do this. But you
don't have an
haven't
argument
in the law.
It's a cat and mouse game. And talking of cats, here come the pigs.
20 minutes later, and the Thompson family show no sign of liftoff.
Right, are we ready?
Wayne's got his thumb up.
Oh, it could be it. It could be it. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What anticipation. Oh! Well done.
Spoken to the Pleasure Beach people. They're not going to do anything unless I say so. All right.
Police are trying to talk them into moving. If they won't move, I want them moved. And if the police will help us, we'll move them out of here. We're going to carry them, whatever we've got to do. He says to me, well, we'll have to move them. I've told him I've got enough men here, we'll move them.
We will.
I will do it today now.
Remove them from the park.
I haven't welcome here. We'll take them right out then through the gate.
Their behaviour is appalling.
It's aggressive and it's inappropriate and they don't deserve sympathy. They're spoiling the town for everybody else.
I said that. I've said all that.
And we don't want them here.
There are 2 police officers who to be fair in the middle of it, have been speaking to me and Cheryl. Pleasure Beach have said they are not going to allow us on. That's no negotiation. But they actually can provide access for disabled people. They're choosing not to. That's more
Right,
more
so
to
they're
the
choosing
point.
not to.
That's how I perceive it
Yeah,
anyway.
I see it as well.
They are acting on behalf of all disabled people. They are disabled activists, if you like. And I understand what they're doing. I don't appreciate what they're doing because it's involving me, but I do understand what they're doing.
Straight off the plane from Acapulco come the Mexican high diving team. The show starts tomorrow, but compere Roland Patterson has a nasty surprise for them at the pool. 40,000 gallons of water have drained away through a rip in the lining.
On Wednesday it was full, but when I looked yesterday, it isn't, so we think the water might have come back out again.
Fortunately, a new lining has arrived, but with only 24 hours to go before the first show, the pressure is on.
There's so much to do, and if we're going to be up and running tomorrow, it's going to be like a 3 o'clock in the morning job from my point of view to get everything right.
I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'm picking up that people that we can that we will disperse. Is that what people are saying or not?
Going back to Guest Relations South now to give them a cash refund for the tickets that they can't use.
Will they leave it?
And then they're going to leave. Yeah. But in the meantime, I have to go and speak to my superiors and arrange some sort of meeting so that we can discuss this in more detail and we can find some sort of resolution because it needs to be resolved.
It does, yeah. But I'll tell you something, I think we're going to be back, and there won't be 10, there'll be hundreds, I would think, that would come back.
But in the meantime, I think we may have had a meeting to resolve it.
I hope so, yeah, I hope so.
Okay, then.
Sorry for the delay. Sorry for the delay, gents. Thank you.
So resolved,
No, but we've come to an agreement.
which is?
They're going and we're opening. Get the sound back on. Get it all back to normal.
Jim, they're all clear at Guest Relations South and they've now left the grounds.
Copy that, Keith. Well done.
He said, well done. I've done something right.
The next day, the media have turned up for the official launch of PlayStation The Ride. To pull the crowds, they've booked the pop group Boyzone.
They say it ejects you skyward with the same speed and velocity as an ejection seat from a jet fighter plane.
The real star of the day is Mrs. L.D. Thompson, Jeffrey's 94-year-old mother.
Keep those young girls away or else you'll tear me to pieces.
Excuse me, Mrs. Thompson. Mrs. Thompson's father built the park 100 years ago. Like the rest of her family, she's always game for a publicity stunt.
Excellent. Oh, Mrs. Thompson's hands. Oh, yeah. Hands out in front of you. Are you really going up on this thing? Are you going to...
Yes.
Still, we're in the middle of our...
I used to ride everything.
Are you not worried about it because she's 94 now?
No, I'm not. You see the doctor, and the doctor says her heart's as strong as can be, which I know to be perfectly true. I think she'll be fine. I think she'll love it. Hold on tightish there, but there's no need to hold on at all, really.
No, but I mean one would.
One would, but you're...
The main thing is I didn't want to lose any of my accoutrements.
Oh, no.
The pool is now full, but the water is icy cold. With only 4 hours until dive time, Roland's got a problem.
Obviously, the boiler probably won't heat it up to a sufficient temperature for them. Is there any portable system that we could hire that would, help boost it up?
I doubt it.
Yes.
Are they suggesting they won't dive?
If it's too cold, they won't. Because, I suppose, being fair, if you plunge your head into, 12 foot of cold water and you've come from 7 to 8 feet, it's a bit of a shock to the system.
We're happy? Right, do it.
Please secure all loose articles enclosed. With your back.
Head back. I'll tell you when you're going to fire.
You're smiling but nervous.
Right, you're ready.
I've been 10 so far.
Let's do it again!
You want to do it again?
I'm not going
right,
again.
Okay. You all right?
I'm all right.
Are we out?
How are you? I'm fine.
A quick whiskey now would do this.
I think a quick double brandy.
Okay, what we have to decide it's what we do. We have 5 minutes to make a decision.
Héctor, y comenzar ya sin parar, hacerlo ya todo bien.
Good.
Vas a ver, es todo igual.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand the problem.
The high diver wasn't gonna be in the second round. The water is too cold. But
I know.
And we try to do the show.
The show as fast as possible. Okay.
Go.
JR, we're going to go for 1 o'clock. And then make a decision after the 1 o'clock show as to whether we can do the rest. Is that okay with yourself?
That's fine.
Blackpool Council continue to be a thorn in Geoffrey's side. They've allowed another company to set up fairground rides opposite his front gate. He is psyching himself up for a confrontation.
We have a sort of, I suppose you would say, a love-hate relations with Blackpool Council. They love us because we bring the people here. They hate us because they can't truly control us. And councils always love total control. That's the Sandcastle building, and the corporation allowed all these tacky fairground rides right on Blackpool Promenade, which of course is completely against their own bylaws. But I suppose councils can break their own laws when it suits them.
The Mexicans are warming up for their first show. They need to. The water's still too cold and they've had no chance to rehearse.
Have a good show. Thank you. And you? Have a good one. I'll see you downstairs. At the moment, I don't know what's going to happen. I'll do the introduction and after that we just fly by the seat of our pants. I know roughly what's meant to happen, but hey, we could end up with egg in our face. But these guys, like, they're doing the dangerous bit. I just talk and they just go.
Ladies and gentlemen, they are the world's greatest high divers. It's their second season here at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. For anyone who would like an unrestricted view of the show, we have seating in the grandstand.
Geoffrey has demanded an urgent meeting with the council leader. He wants him to take action against the rival fairground rides.
Is this really what you want to see copied around the town when you're trying to clean up the town, try and make Blackpool a more respectable place so we can get millennium bids and all the rest of it, and you allow on the west side of the tram track the most tacky fairground rides of the worst type? Honestly, you're letting yourselves down.
Obviously, it's your opinion, expressed very forcibly, that that's all chat and all the rest of it. I don't think it is.
Oh, you think that's what you'd like to see along the promenade in Blackpool? And you're very happy, Leader, with what you see there?
I thought it was a subject that had been well discussed, and I didn't think it was something we could usefully further discuss.
Well, you should be leaders of style, leaders of architecture, city planning, you know. You're not leading the people of Blackpool if you allow that around.
One member of the team will perform for you a high dive from 81 feet. The top platform, the one just below the flagpole, is the equivalent of 5 double-decker buses, piled one on top of the other. Ladies and gentlemen, could we have silence, please?
The land that forms the curtains of the sandcastle has got consent for leisure.
That doesn't mean you can put amusement rides on it without getting planning permission. You need planning permission. You also need, under the terms of your own Blackpool Corporation bill, permission from the town council to put any form of trading west of the tram track. You're breaking your own laws, Leader. You really are. You're expecting the town planner to be taken seriously in this town when he breaks categorically every rule that he enforces on anyone else.
No,
now, you can't do that with a straight face.
That is an outrageous allegation.
It's true.
No truth in it whatsoever.
Absolutely
it is
true.
not true. We operate the same planning rules for the sandcastle as anyone else.
I find it slightly offensive. If they want to put something really nice there, I'd be delighted. Savile Row wasn't famous for one tailor's shop, and we don't complain about opposition.
Say a very good evening and a warm welcome along to Blackpool where Beach highlights tonight with the genuine Acapulco Olympic high divers getting the kit off this evening at 7:30. Don't miss out on the fun.
Blackpool's famous illuminations are on and the promenade is heaving. Every day, 85,000 visitors from all over the world flock to see the lights.
Yo-yo! Party lot of yo-yo!
The local peddlers seize the opportunity to cash in on the Pleasure Beach crowds.
Party lot of yo-yo! Party lot of yo-yo!
But they're trespassing on Pleasure Beach property. JR's having none of it.
Ian, get yourself and somebody else down with you. We've got traders outside the gates. If you can't shift them, shut the gates.
Get your line up! So mate, you have to clear this away from the gates. Just move it up.
The problem is this, they're illegal street traders. They're selling cheap imitation stuff. People buy it outside of our gates, then come back to us in a couple of weeks and say, look, I bought this off somebody at the Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and there's a load of junk in it. It's rubbish.
Just move it the other side
all night, you know what I mean? Get it shifted, let's go. Yo-yo's a pound, pal. They know they're not allowed to do it and they just know it's a game. We chase them off, they come back, we chase them off. It's just like a regular thing.
We're just out here to try and earn a bit of money, you know what I mean? We're not doing anything wrong. Multi-millionaire company, we can't even come out and take a couple £100. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden the gates are closed. Look at this side now, see how busy it was before. Look at it now. Shame, innit? Not moving nowhere. Cheers, Jeff. Muppet.
The divers limber up for the evening show.
Ladies and gentlemen, 81 feet.
But there's another problem. They're being dazzled by the laser pens that the punters have been buying from the traders at the gate.
Side of the main tower itself. On the main tower, there are 3 platforms.
Security man Nigel is on red alert. The street traders still refuse to leave.
Every time you've asked us to pay for the whole season, the seasons before,
You've done it, yeah. It's starting to get a bit boring when I start asking you 10, 20 times a night. You just go for the inconvenience of which is what we don't want.
Honey yo-yo! Honey yo-yo, you like a party now? I want the money back.
To make things worse for the peddlers, some disgruntled customers want their money back.
What's the point of buying it and bringing it back straight away?
If I went to that shop doing this,
no, I'm not taking the yo-yo back, that love. I'm taking one thing and not a sniff.
I'll wrap it round your bleeding neck in a minute, you cheeky little sod.
Them guys are trying to make an honest living and sign on the dole and draw social security. They're wonderful people. They take your taxes and my taxes and then sell that stuff and don't declare anything, don't pay any taxes, rob the people, and when the people come back, they're not here anymore. It's a wonderful system.
Nigel thinks he's spotted the laser artist.
Somebody's pointing a red laser at their eyes, right? That's going to sustain an injury. We're going to come down, we're going to sort it out in the office, right? All right, do you want to come with us? Go on then, bud.
But there are other laser saboteurs at large in the crowd. Backstage, one of the divers is getting into his fireproof suit for the show's climax, the Human Torch.
This final dive you're about to see is a fire dive. A diver is being prepared who is having the cloak of his costume soaked in gasoline.
Get your line up! No, one, trying to move us again. Same old story, not going nowhere, pal. £1 now you line up, yo-yo! So if you're now you line up, yo-yo, £1.
We've moved them once, we've got them back, they won't listen, see if we can get the police down and ship them.
Get your line up!
At Park Security, the laser suspect is held in the cells.
Right, can I just speak here? I'll tell you what your rights are.
It's my supervisor.
If you're in possession of this, and you're actually using it, I don't care whether you shine me on divers, other public, or whatever, I have the right to confiscate that until you leave these grounds. This is advice from the police. A diver diving from a height like that, and that hits him and disorientates him. Tragedy. Tragedy, isn't it? Agree?
Well, no, that's cheating.
You tell me you're leaving now, that's fair enough. You take your property with you. But if you'd have insisted on not surrendering that, or whatever, then I would have got the police.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vito will now present the human torch.
It's really kind of quite emotional. I mean, it's a really silly thing to say, but it's like...
Looks like...
Next week, with the illuminations in full swing, security have their hands full. Jeffrey's heroine visits the Crazy Horse Saloon, and while JR's away, Keith's at play, breaking records.
Alistair McGowan and Frankie Dettori are 40 minutes away on BBC One.